All right, welcome back. This is the last card that we'll be doing if you're doing in the order that I filmed them. So this could be your first card. But anyways, again, thank you so much for buying this class. I hope you've really enjoyed creating these cards with these cute little gnomes. All right, so this is the next card that we're going to be making. And this is a thick piece of Whisper White cardstock. And that is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then we're using a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock at 4 by 5 1/4, and then a piece of the designer series paper, and that is cut, I think it's at 2 by 5.5, and this again is from 'Tis the Season. And then we use this So Sweetly dies, I think, and we're using the next to the largest scalloped rectangle to get this cut. And I went ahead and cut it so we can stamp the elf on here, and then we'll color him. And then you've got a little strip that we're going to do his sentiment, and we're going to do it in the white again, and then we're going to cut that out using the classic label punch. Let's go ahead and get started to make this card. Again, I've kept these cards very simple, but it will, the recipient's going to look at this and just go, oh my gosh, they're going to love it. There we go. I'm using the Just Jade again in real red for the markers, the Stampin' Blends that we're using. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this card. We're going to fold our cardstock and make sure we don't have anything on that one. I'm going to go ahead. It's already been scored, so I'm going to fold it over, lay it down, do my burnishing. And in this case, we can go ahead. I'm going to add these pieces to the red, but we're not going to attach those just yet, okay? Gold twine that we're going to use, and this is out of the Flowers for Every Season combo pack. All right, so let's go ahead and attach this. Now you can use either one that you want. If you don't want the red and red, you can put the green on it. So it's whatever color you want. Now you may have a different color than what I'm using here, and again, that's because of how the cards, the DSP comes. So you may get a different color, but it's all Christmassy, so it should be fine. So we're going to go ahead and add this here. And we're going to put this, we're going to leave a little bit of room on the left-hand side because I'm going to put that gold trim. I want that to be on there and make it look really pretty. And then let's go ahead and wrap our twine around that. So I'm going to wrap it twice. So I want to keep a good piece up here so I can tie a bow. And then I'm just going to wrap it around once and then come back the second time. And again, I want to leave enough to tie a bow. And I think I should have cut you all more than enough. You should have plenty to be able to do this. And I'm just going to wrap it on here, and you can move it once you've got it in place and tighten it as you need to. So let's just pull it up a little bit more. And then once we tie the bow, you can adjust where you want it to go. All right. So let's go ahead and tie this, and we're going to knock this piece of it out. And then I'll show you what we're going to do, because on my card, the adhesive isn't, because this is a little bit thicker. Now y'all might be, I might be giving you a different gold. You might receive one that's not quite as thick as this. So we'll see which one that you get. So now I can start adjusting where I want my bow. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the tails down just for a little bit. Just a little, and then when I tighten it up, they're going to come back, and I can make them as big as I want. Now, what I'm going to do before I trim this, I'm going to, because I know I want my bow up a little bit higher, and you can put yours. I'm just going to slide it on the card, and that's an easy way to do that. Okay, so I'm going to slide it there, and I think that's probably going to look all right. And then I'll go ahead and trim my tails on this. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll trim that one off and trim this one off. And they're going to be a little wonky, but that's okay. And then if they're still in the way, then you just adjust them again. And it might be that the tails are going to be, and we can always, see, we're going to lay this on here, so it's going to be a little off to the right. So I think that will be fine. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, since we're using that Whisper White, Craft Whisper White, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. Then that way, just in case it's a little thicker, we'll go ahead and have time for it to dry. So let me pull out that sentiment that we're going to be using. And we're going to go ahead and put that just very tap, tap, tap. You see, I'm not squishing. I'm just laying it there and doing little taps. So let's go ahead and push this down. We'll stamp this down. Now this is larger than obviously what we need, but this way we can cut it with the classic label punch. And I have this one laid on the card with just adhesive. I think I might pop it up on dimensionals. I think it looks a little too, and I want to let this sit a little bit. And I'm going to just push just a little bit on this because I want to make sure that this white comes out darker than what some of the other ones did. There we go. I think the next time we'll do some, I didn't want to do heat embossing because not everybody has the heat embossing machine, but this gets us close enough to having a white ink. So let's lay that there. All right, so we're just going to set this off to the side for a minute and let that dry. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp our elf. And let's find that little devil. Go ahead. This won't take long at all because we're just going to be coloring in red and green. So this would be a very quick and easy card to make. So let's move this out of the way. I'm going to place him right. I'm going to go down just a little bit because I want to have room for his sentiment. So we'll place it right about there. Okay, so we're going to start with the red. Let's do our red for his hat and his ornament. We're going to go ahead. I'm using the, this is the dark. Yeah, let's go with the dark and see. So we'll go with the dark. I could have done the light. I was going to do the cherry cobbler to coordinate with the card, but I thought, no, let's just keep everything. Red as ball. And then I'm going to do this little tip right here. And of course we have the ribbon. Oh, we could have made the ribbon green, I guess, but we've got that. Now we're going to do every other with the red, and then we'll come back with the Just Jade green. So we're going to do that one, and we'll do this one, and we'll just get these colored in and skip one, and then come over here. And let's see. Oh, he's going to have a green pajama, a green thing. So we're going to make him we're going to make him have red pants, and then his slippers are going to be red and white. And then this is a little bit of his right there. All right, so we've got that. Now let's come back. Let's do our dark. Let's do our dark as well. So we're going to do Just Jade and dark. So this would be a little bit. That one I think I used up there is going to be the lighter one. You can always turn your card when you want to color, just because you want to be able to see what you're doing. Of course, I'm trying to keep my head outside of the camera. Otherwise, I would be having this right in front of my face. Let's go ahead and, since we got that, let's color his dress, his sleep dress. Let's do that in the lighter green so it doesn't look like it's all the same. So we'll just do a lighter color green for his sleeping shirt. All right, so we'll get that in. Now we're going to take our ivory again, and we're going to do his little eyes that are hiding, right? Okay, so now we're ready to put our card together. So we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do differently, on this one, my adhesive is not holding this down good because of that rope's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to use a piece of tear and tape. And I will put a piece in your, you should have a piece in your packet. And you can use it if you choose to, and if not, that's okay. So once you got, I'm just going to lay a little piece right, I'm going to run it right along the edge here. So that way I know that the card will stay adhered, even though that trim is there and it's a little bit thicker than normal. Now the one that you get may be not quite as thick, so that's okay. And if it is, you may not need that. But I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. I like where my bow is, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this now. I'm going to go ahead and let me tear this off first, and then we'll add the rest of the adhesive, so that way it's ready to go. Okay, so we're going to pull that off, and now I'm going to go ahead and add my other adhesive to go on the bottom and other sides of the card. Let me get this up in here. I keep forgetting to, and I think that's going to hold that down really well. And then we'll just put a little bit right here. Okay, we're going to take that, and then we're going to attach this here. Now, once you put the tear and tape down, you are not moving it, so you want to make sure you get this. Let me stand up. I'm going to do the right side first, which is not what I normally do, but I can that way judge where I want to place this once I get the tear and tape down. And I think that's probably going to be good right about there. So we'll go ahead and put that down. Yep, see, that's going to make a big difference on holding that in place. Okay, off the backings off the dimensionals. All right, and we're going to place him kind of over to the right a little bit, and I'm going to put him down some. Okay. All right, now we're going to take our sentiment, and we're going to punch this out with the classic label punch. You can find this in my online store. And then we're just going to line up a little Christmas wish and get it where it is even, as close as I think it's even. We'll punch that out. Now this, I am going to pop this one up on dimensionals. I didn't do that on the first card, but I want to do it on this one. So let's just go ahead and we'll just take a little strip right there, put that there. I think the card will look better with that. All right, so a little Christmas wish, and we're going to place that right about in the center. Okay, and then the next thing that we're going to do, let me use my bone folder because it's like I didn't do that very well. We're going to add some more bling. Got to have bling at Christmas time. And we're going to go ahead and pop them off. And we're going to put 2 up here. So we're not going to put a lot. If you want to add more, then you're more than welcome to do so. All right, and there is our card. So we are finished with that card as well. Okay, so there's your next Christmas card. Thank you so much.